What's up, guys? Bonnie MLG here. Welcome back to another video. About time for a normal video, am I right? Alacoba has been on a rampage right now. A freight train of content right now. And do I care? Yes and no. I care because I want normal videos too. But I don't care because Alacoba right now is really shining, and I've had a lot of good time with everybody who's been helping me with it. But enough about Alacoba. Finally, for a one recording session, we cannot talk about that as the main topic.
Stop the cap.
But there will be more soon. If you don't know, 2 years ago now, I re-uploaded a video, but technically uploaded, we're just gonna say uploaded. It was top 20 games from worst to best. It was like from worst to best, I guess, because I played like around 20 games. I probably played more on the channel, but who cares? So it was basically just counting down the best games that I've played and the worst games I've played. And at number 20, I still kind of agree with it, but now looking back now, it was Welcome Home. That game it was a Game Jolt game, and it really just needed to be developed. So I should have given it some slack, and looking back, it was actually kind of fun. But enough about that. Today we are going to be talking about that. So one of the lists on there, okay? One of the entries on there, okay? So let's go to my channel. So we're gonna go to my channel, and we're gonna scroll really far down. Got Psy, this dumb video. Look at my hair as well. It's like a bowl cut or whatever. I mean, I can't really complain now.
Try!
It's not that good now anyways. There it is. Okay. I scrolled past it like 5 times. Okay. Top 20 games played from worst to best. Okay, so there's this one entry on here.
I haven't done a talk video in a long time.
Dude, I can't even hear myself.
Character ranking. That video wasn't that good because it didn't show anything. This time I will be showing some gameplay.
I'm talking about a video that never got posted. Well, it did, but okay, so Welcome Home right here. The graphics don't look that bad here, actually. I'm going to say that. It's just, it needed a lot of work. That's all. Alright, here we go. This is a very controversial pick for myself, and I just want to talk about this. Hopefully this video gets some feedback. I know it's this game is old, but I don't care.
Number 19! This might be a surprise for some people. Half-Life 2, Episode 2.
Wrong. That is second worst, apparently. Let's see what I have to say.
Worst. First of all, I don't like the story where it goes, but
Hey yo, what the? Run them! Stop the cap. Stop the cap! You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I don't like the story where it goes.
What color is your spaghetti?
What?
Try!
What do you mean?
Also, this game, the reason why it's so low is because I don't really play it that much, but again, it can change. It can get more higher if I play it more. But I know it's kind of a dumb thing.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for the Half-Life community for making this disappointment of a video. I really sincerely apologize. I don't mean this now, okay? I have like Half-Life 1, I have Half-Life 2, Lost Coast, Deathmatch, Episode 1, and Episode 2. And yes, Episode 2 is not as good as Half-Life 2, but I'm going to say this statement right here was wrong. Half-Life 2 Episode 2 was one of my favorite games when I was younger, and it still is because I played it not too long ago, and it was a very fun game. And I haven't beaten it again yet. I mean, I'm still working on it. It's an awesome game. It deserves to be like at least number 10, okay? And the only thing I will hold that back that far is because there's other games that I play more, and there's other games that I feel are better. But saying it's this bad, okay, come on, man. I mean, I know there's opinions, but like, just sitting there, snotty little kid.
The franchise that changed shooters for the general public back then in 2004. What ranking should it be? Even though I've played it a couple times on the channel and I enjoyed it a lot. Number 19. Yeah, I think that's a good placement, right, guys?
I don't know how dumb I was back then, but I was pretty dumb. I'm just gonna say that. So let's break down the points that I had. The points. So the quote-unquote good.
Surprise for some people.
It was a surprise.
First of all, I don't like the story where
The story. In order to actually break down the story for Half-Life 2 Episode 2, we have to actually talk about Episode 1, also Half-Life 2 as well. We're not going to do a whole explained thing, but Half-Life 2 basically is a sequel to Half-Life 1, which is the Black Mesa incident, where you're playing as Gordon Freeman, one of the most popular pop culture characters, and you fight through these zombies and these Zen characters, and you have to get out of this laboratory, okay? Well, Half-Life 2 has a completely different setting and had ahead of its time graphics, and it's basically you start out in a city 17, which is the main premise of Half-Life 2 and Episode 1. It's controlled by the Combine, which is a alien empire, and you escape. You start to become a rebel, you become a criminal to them, and you leave the city. You go through these missions, and you go back to the city, and then you see the humans are fighting back, and the city's in ruins. So you kill the administrator, I believe. You think you kill him, Wallace Breen, and after that, Episode 1 picks off right after that. You have to escape the city, and Episode 1's very short, and Episode 1, if anything, in my opinion, and this doesn't mean it sucks, alright, but out of the three, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, and Episode 2, Episode 1's the worst, but it's still really good. It's a good game. It's just super short. So then Episode 1, you go through and you leave the city, and the Citadel explodes. And then in Episode 2, it picks off right after that. You go through and you have to get to the White Forest, which is a rebel base, and you start making this plan. You have to stop the vortex that start. So the story, you have to break it down. So Episode 2 continues that. The story is very good, and the game is not short. That's not a bad thing, though. And there's some pretty tricky things that you have to deal with the hunters. You have to deal with Striders. You have to deal with a helicopter, which tries to bomb you. And multiple Combine soldiers, zombies, antlions. When you're crawling in the antlion hive in like the first chapter, it's actually kind of scary, especially the part where you're crawling through these tunnels and there's this super antlion guard that's like running through the big tunnels. You have to crawl through these little passageways to avoid getting hit by it. It gave me flashbacks of the movie Alien. It's such a fun game, and I spent hours on it, and I beat it in the ending. It's years old, so I guess I'm just going to say it's one of the most shocking endings, and the worst part about the game is you don't get a conclusion. It ends with a cliffhanger. There's no Episode 3. That's a problem. Valve can't count to 3. The story is not dumb. The story, like saying I don't like the story where it goes. Okay, maybe you don't like the Half-Life story, but like, why put it this low? It's not as bad as you're saying it. Okay, like what?
Where it goes, but it has a lot more defense.
For its story, it goes some good place. I do prefer the action of Half-Life 2 over Episode 2. But Episode 2 still has some awesome action, because Half-Life 2, you get to deal with the Metro Cops, you get to be an airboat, you get to take down the helicopter in an awesome way. You get to do all that stuff. You go through Ravenholm and stuff. Episode 2, it's more linear, definitely. More of an objective-based style, but it still gives you some challenges and some Easter eggs, and like the turret in the junkyard, alright? There's like a turret that you have to avoid, and it can one-shot you. It's difficult, okay? The feeling of having all these weapons from your disposal, and the score, okay? Kelly Bailey outdid himself for the music, and I know I'm critiquing a game that's this old. The whole point of this video is to show that I was wrong about Half-Life 2 Episode 2, in my opinion, and there is people who don't like the game. I understand that, and I'm not going to go after you. I'm going after myself because it's me, and I can go after myself. I can critique myself. I can tell myself I'm wrong. If you don't like the game, I shouldn't have to say this, but I'm going to go ahead so nobody gets upset. If you don't like the game, news alert, that's okay. That's alright. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like the game, because everybody has different interests, okay? Alright.
This game, the reason why it's so low is because I don't really play it that much, but
if anything, you don't rank it. You can't just put it so low. You need to actually fully play through the game. And you don't need to fully play through, but if you think the game is awesome, then yes. Okay?
again, that can change. It can get more higher if I play it more. But
so here's a tip for rankings. Play the game enough until you have your definitive thinking before you rank it, okay? Don't rank it low because you haven't played it enough. And don't rank it high because you haven't played it enough. But then sometimes games deserve to be ranked low immediately. Like if you know they're terrible. For example, Cyberpunk 2077 when it first came out, alright? We all know that was going to be ranked really low. I mean, now it's probably gotten better. Same with, like, games like that, they've gotten better. Or Battlefront 2 EA version. Like, that game sucked when it first came out. But now it's actually awesome, even though it's been abandoned. And then let's say a game that you need to take some time and like wait a bit. Like let's say you first get in a game, you're like, I don't think it is pretty good. At least try it, play it enough to where you have a definitive answer, and just wait till you know you have the definitive answer. Because I think I just pulled this from like nowhere. All right, I just came up with this because I think I was just like, I wrote a list of the games. So I wrote a paper list. Okay, an actual paper list. I don't know if it's still around. I maybe could go find it. Like I said, a whole paper, and I put Half-Life 2 Episode 2 of 19 just to fill in the blank. You gotta actually think, alright? You gotta think your list. Gordon Freeman would be ashamed, but he wouldn't talk. Diva, what do you think about this? Look at her. She's disappointed. But yeah, so, do not listen. Just, that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.